So finally, we are in our last service of Azure DevOps service, which is the artifacts, where we are going to be creating a new feed, which is going to be something that our team is going to be using within our organization. So if you take an example of any banking companies, they are very, very secure companies, and you cannot just use any one of the npm packages, which is something outside, and you can straight away use it within your project. So if you use it, then probably you will end up with a lot of security issues, which is something reported by the community, and you may not be knowing about all of them, and you can straight away use the package or the feed from the outside world, and you will be affecting the whole security. And that's the reason these artifacts or the local artifacts are very, very handy within these companies, and that's why this artifacts in Azure is very, very handy as well. So as that said, I'm going to create my new feed here. And for creating a new feed, all you have to do is to give a name for the feed. So probably I'm going to give this as Udemy feed. And you can see that this is going to be applicable only for the Udemy course project. And I'm going to say the visibility who can use this feed is going to be the people in Execute Auto or any specific people. So basically, I'm going to give this access to the whole people within my company, which is the Execute Auto. And I'm going to use the package from the public source through this feed. So this is the feed which is going to be tracking down all the downloads which is happening within my organization among all my developer communities. So I'm just going to hit create. And you can see that the feed is kind of created right now. But once it is created, we need to connect this feed within our local machine so that I can start downloading it. So for doing that, I'm going to hit this connect to feed, and you can see it brings me up in a window, and it shows like which package manager that you'll be connecting with your feed. It can be a NuGet, it can be npm, it can be Maven, Gradle, Universal, or Python. So you can see all these different languages and package managers you can use within one feed itself, which is really, really awesome. So I'm going to be using the NuGet for now, and I'm going to download the NuGet plus the credential provider, which is going to be something that we'll be using across this particular demonstration. So I'm going to hit this download. It is downloaded right now, and then I'm going to unzip this within our folder C:, and then I'm going to add this feed, this one, the NuGet.exe source add -name as Udemy feed, and this is going to be the source. As you can see, the source has this pkgs.dev.azure.com/execute auto for this particular project, right? So I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to go to the command prompt over here, and then I'm going to add this particular line. So you can see that the package source with the name Udemy feed added successfully, which means the feed is currently being added, which is awesome. And the next thing is I'm going to start downloading some of the famous NuGet packages within my local machine. So for doing that, I'm just going to do this NuGet install, and I'm going to say specflow, and I'm going to say the source as Udemy feed. So this is going to be my source, and I'm going to be using this source for downloading the spec flow. So basically, if you specify a source like Udemy feed, you are telling that you're going to be downloading this particular spec flow from the public repo, but you're going to add a reference as source as Udemy feed, so that the Udemy feed knows that what you're actually trying to download from where and what's really happening behind the scene. All right, the packages were downloaded right now. So now if I go to the Udemy feed here, let me close this, and let me go to the artifact once again. And you can see that all the different packages that I just downloaded came in here, like BODI, Gherkin, SpecFlow, and all these packages. And you can also see the same within your local machine. So this is how everything is cached in here. And if you go to the spec flow, you can see that there is this description from the author, and this is the feed that you can connect with. So this is the author, and this is the development community and all those stuff. But you can see that here we have publishers execute auto using the NuGet command line, this thing, which means if you're going to connect this particular feed within your Visual Studio, then you will get only this particular package, which is over here, and then you can start using with it. So you won't be getting any other packages. So in any companies that you work with, let's say in the banking companies, you will be using this particular package source URL to connect with the NuGet packages download, so that if you download the spec flow using this particular feed, you'll be getting only this particular version that you have downloaded, which is nothing but 3.0.2.220. So for some reason, let's say your company thinks that the spec flow version 3.0.220 is kind of buggy and it has got some compatibility issues, then probably you can delete the latest version, and it says that this version will be unable to build or something like that. So I'm just going to delete it right now. And once it is deleted, you can see that this guy is still visible. Maybe if I just refresh this, you can see that it is kind of gone right now. And now if you try to download the deleted version once again, let's say I'm just going to install the spec flow once again, and now you will see what is going to happen basically. And you can see that this time the version is kind of different. So it is downloading the spec flow 3.0.213, not the version which was there before. So you can see that it is downloaded. And now if I go to the NuGet, you can see that I have two versions here. So right now it is not downloading the latest version, rather it is downloading a little older version from the latest version itself, which is really awesome. And now you can see the latest version is sitting in the recycle bin of our artifacts. You can probably restore this to get the latest version back and things of that nature. So you can do all sort of jazz in here. And also, if you want to see the deleted packages within this particular view, you can go to the setting of the feed settings. You can see there is something called as hide deleted packages. So you can remove this and hit save. And you can also see the permissions that you can give for whom, and the views, like what is the view that you want to see, and the upstream source and stuffs. And you can also add any new upstreams if you want. So you can do all sort of stuffs in here. And now if you go to the Udemy feed, and if you try to refresh this guy, you can see that the deleted version of spec flow is also visible, just that it is in the cross here, which says that it is kind of deleted, and this version you should not be using. So you can see that for this I get an option to do some stuffs in here, but for this particular spec flow I don't really get any option. The reason is because this is kind of deleted right now. So this is how we can work with the artifacts in Azure, and these are very, very handy to work with within your organization and control the feed that you should be using within your company.